Good morning. It is 9:36 on September 2nd, and today is my birthday. So I am taking my annual birthday bicycle ride. I ride 1 year for every revolution around the sun I have completed, plus one. I don't know why. I guess it's one to grow on. And I'm doing this on the C&O Canal. I'm wearing my Great Allegheny Passage and C&O Canal jersey because I'm lazy and that's the first thing that was on, like, right on top. So we shall do this. I will, of course, have forgotten something, because that is how I roll. So, I am at Edwards Ferry. It's actually a really nice place. Came here yesterday with my granddaughter, and we rode a whopping 7.5 miles, and she has not stopped complaining about her butt since. So there you go. Let's see if I can get this on here. Alrighty. I have brought water. I have brought snacks. I think. Yes. I brought snacks. Ugh. Ugh. So. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Oh, I don't like that. Do that one. All right, here we go. Oh, that's a gear. There we go. And we're off. I've done this trail many times, various sections, and all of it from Georgetown to Pittsburgh. I like it. It's safe. Very little contact with the roads. It's a little brisk this morning. It's not bad. I think it's like upper 50s, lower 60s. Ooh. All right. So use this ride to just kind of clear my head and enjoy. I always have the sun to my back every time I turn on this camera. I don't know why. I use this ride to kind of clear my head and kind of reflect on the past year. To be honest, I don't think a lot, but I do enjoy it. It's something I enjoy doing. I'm not actually a big fan of my birthday. And not because I care about getting old, because I don't. So, just something I enjoy doing. I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. We're headed towards White's Ferry from Edwards Ferry. So I'm gonna probably get some clips along the way, but you know, here and there. But if you've ever ridden one of these kind of trails, it kind of looks the same the whole way. I will see you a little further down the trail. If I don't crash. Oh man, there's a deer. Ran across the trail right here. Oh, missed her. We usually stop like right near the trail because they're so used to people on this trail. But that one took off. Oh well. The yellow flowers are yellow ironweed. Something I learned courtesy of my granddaughter. There are also hickory trees as well as walnut trees along here. We just passed under the majestic power lines. Alright, just real quick. This is the C&O Canal. Various parts of it they either let be full for one type of wildlife and beautification for those of us riding by. Then other sections they just sort of completely let go dry and just let overgrow. And then this section is kind of an in-between where it's it stays pretty wet, but it's not full of water. But like if it rains a lot, it'll be pretty full. So it's kind of overgrown at the moment with various water plants. Imagine the mud down in there is pretty deep. Come on. You'll see orange paint on several of the trees along here. The trees that are marked for removal because they're standing dead trees, and they will they could kill somebody. That or block the trail because they're aimed over the trail. Ooh, this is one of the drains where they let the water flow out. It prevents the towpath from eroding out to not let it, stay full. So I'm going to see a little further down the trail. So, this is a good campsite, except, see if I can do this. Right here where it's all overgrown, that's actually the best place for camping because you can't tell it from the way the undergrowth is, but if they mow it back the way they used to, there's like a flat shelf basically across there. Makes it nice. The Potomac River is like right through there. So we used to iodize the water so it was usable, but now it's non-potable. You have to filter it, so if you don't bring your own and you don't bring a filter, you're going to get kind of thirsty. But all the pumps work, but they just got tired of having to remove the handles because the bacteria levels got a little too high. This is Turtle Run Hiker Biker Campsite. So Chisel Branch Campsite is literally just must be a stone's throw from where I started, because that was 3.8 miles ago. So, but anyways, we're gonna keep going because I'm doing a mile for every year plus one. I got a lot of miles to go. This is one of those places where you have to, you know, if you brought your trash in, you got to take your trash out. Pack in, pack out. Ugh. This is a very clean porta potty. I used it yesterday. When you get near civilization, the porta potties get really nasty. Swain's Lock is one of the worst. Just them. It's a lot of people because it's near Great Falls, but I'd rather drop in my pants than use those, so I'd probably end up cleaner. There's some poison ivy plants growing up, these trees that have been there so long. I don't know if it, not taproot, but the main vine is like 3 inches across, like 3 inches in diameter. I mean, they're amazing. They're just so huge. Oh. Check it out. Oh, I hope that showed up. That was a blue heron. Oh, and there's the, so you know where they let it sort of have water, but not a lot. That green you see is called duckweed. And you'll never guess that ducks eat it, as do other waterfowl and turtles and fish and you name it. So that was great. Oh, this is another place where it drains out. All right. Oh. Just saw a pawpaw on the ground. If you don't know what a pawpaw is, I didn't either. I was really mad because I didn't get any. It's a fruit from the pawpaw tree, and apparently it's edible. All right, I'll see you down the trail. Okay, so this is where White's Ferry is. We'll come up here so we can get a little bit of video of it. So welcome to historic White's Ferry. On the way back I might stop there and show you the water line from a flood a long time ago. So the ferry, White's Ferry no longer operates. Back when it was operating, there would have been a line of traffic up this. Oops. But so I'm in Maryland, and the other side of the Potomac is Virginia, and this was literally a main artery for commuters. I mean, it cannot be underestimated how important this ferry was, and it was really cheap. I mean, I think it was like, I could be wrong on this, but I think it's only like $2 or $3 a car, and 50 cents or $1 for a bicycle, or just a person. And the people that own the Virginia side kind of disputed for years that they should be getting paid, because when the boat lands, Maryland owns obviously the land on Maryland side, but Maryland also owns the river all the way to the shore of Virginia and any other state. West Virginia is another one. So basically, if you're standing in the water, you're in Maryland. If you're not, like once you step on the shore, then you're in the other state. So anyways, the road on the other side, the shore part of it, apparently was actually owned by those property owners, and not the state of Virginia or whoever White's Ferry folks said owned it. And so they eventually won a big court case and basically said that White's Ferry had to pay these people on the other side moving forward, not retroactive, but moving forward. And so White's Ferry said no thanks and just shut down. That was the end of that. So it's very sad, because you really cannot underestimate how important that was for commuters. Okay, here's part of an old lock system. All right. All right, we shall travel on. I will see you further down the trail. Okay. So earlier, I'm pointing the other direction. I still have the sun behind me. So, yeah, I know. So, I was riding along and literally, like, I noticed it's like kind of a shadow above me. I look up. I don't know what bird it was, but it was big. Wingspan of probably 4 feet, somewhere in 3.5, 4 feet. Dark, but scared the bejesus out of me. I didn't have time to turn on my camera, obviously, but I mentioned pawpaw fruit earlier, and this, if it'll show up, is pawpaw fruit. And there's one on the ground, and I'm going to pick it up. So, oh, nope, don't want the ants. Dang it. Damn. Oh, poop. I really wanted to get one. Maybe I'll try to jump and grab one. This should be amusing. Oh. Now let's see if my kickstand wants to work today. All right. Let's amuse ourselves watching an old fat guy jump for fruit. That was not as interesting as I thought it would be. Yeah. Ow! I don't know how you know if they're ripe. It doesn't feel ripe. But I'll drop it in my jersey. Oh. All right. So, I don't know if these are ripe or not. What I do know is I've never had one before. So I'm going to take them with me for a ridiculously long period of time and read up on them when I am not riding my bicycle, and I'm going to try to eat them if these are ripe enough. Okay, good talk. Ugh. All right. Ugh. How far have I gone? Oh my God, not far enough. Not even close. All right. So I will see you down the trail. All right, I've really got to stop. This is Marble Quarry Hiker Biker Campsite. I have not gotten far. This is another really good one. There's only a couple of them that are not great to camp in. I can almost guarantee you that porta potty is pretty clean. And the river is like right over there, which is really nice. Okay. If you can't tell, I really like this trail. I like camping on this trail. I love riding on this trail during the week. Excuse me. There's these sections that are quite rough. It's because it filled up and spilled over. And so that's why they've opened up these areas to let them drain easily. See you down the trail. Okay, doubt you'll be able to see it, but there's a turtle on that branch. There was a ton of them out sunning, but then the second I pulled up and stopped, they took off. So, okay, I will see you down the trail. You do have to be careful when you pull over in these sections, because what looks like it's still the edge is actually a drop off that the plants have just grown out. And this is some pretty nasty looking water. That is kind of duckweed gone wild, along with algae and things like that. So, anywhoosy what, I'll see you down the trail. Coming up. Thank you. Have a good one. Do not need to keep stopping like this, but right here is where a stream actually goes under the canal, which is this kind of hole here. It's kind of hard to see because it's so overgrown, but if you went down in that hole, which I would not do because I'm sure it's like knee-deep mud, and look down over the other side, there'd be a huge archway that runs underneath the trail. Very cool stuff. There's actually a spot along the trail where there's a canoe and kayak put in on the other side, and you actually paddle through it and out into the Potomac. I don't know if it's an official put in, I just know that I've seen people do it, so. Whew. All right, time to get serious. Morning. Good morning. Spot where you can go down into it, or you can ride across it. Well, you're supposed to push your bike across, probably for good reason, but I'm not historically the best rule follower. Not the worst, but so that's out into the Potomac. This is Monocacy. Hey!
Hey, how you doing?
Doing alright, you man?
Alright.
But this used to be the canal. Alright, here we go. You do have to be careful because of the weird gaps in this. You don't want your tire to get caught. Morning. Excuse me. Oh, which one is this? This is Indian Flats, hiker biker. Oh, they're gonna cut that big one down. Huh. Well, that's too bad. Sorry, I see the big orange dot on that tree. I see why, but that's bad. Anyways, I don't like the ones where I have to push myself back out. But that's my personal preference. Alright. Alright, I'll see you further down the trail. This is another really good campsite. This is Calico Rocks. So yeah, this one's quite nice. I've camped here a couple of times, but oh, there's no. Ooh, that is a wasp nest right inside there. That is not cool. Oh, sorry, I was aiming down. Yikes. Oh, guess I won't go near that. All right, well. Off to Bald Eagle Island. Coming on your left. Oh, you're okay. Morning. Bunch of rocks. I'm gonna come on your left. Thank you. I've gone swimming here. Actually really nice. Right down that boat ramp. Very nice place to swim. There's an old train tunnel to my right. Now I'm headed towards Brunswick right now, and that means I gotta go past this one section that is just awful as far as how rough it is, but that's okay. Morning. There's also a train tracks directly to my right. A little bit busier area. Coming on your left. You're okay. Thank you. Thank you. Morning. Coming on your left. Morning. Morning. The old lock houses. Woo. All right, I'll see you down the trail. Welcome to Brunswick. I'll try to zoom in, but like right in here is a sign for Brunswick. I tell you, I haven't been out here in a long time, apparently, because it is way nicer looking now than it was. The old saying for Brunswick was, because it used to be, it's a railroad town, and it was very run down, you know, with decreased use of rail the way it used to be. And so the old saying here was, there's nothing in Brunswick but hills, whores, and liquor stores. Pardon the language, but looks like it's gotten some economic growth. Whew. Brunswick boat ramp. Hey. Hello. Hello. Nope. Alright, I'll see you down the trail. So I've made it to my halfway point. Now I'm just kind of eating a snack before I turn back around. There was a very lovely lady I was chatting with for a little bit. And she was utterly fascinated by these big piles of feathers. And she thought that, you know, several birds had gotten killed. And I just kind of pointed out, well, all the feathers are exactly the same kind of feathers, which is more indicative of molting and preening. The volume tells me molting, and so from the look of it, it's probably gonna be geese, like adolescent geese, or, you know, as they're transitioning age, molting and getting their better feathers, bigger flying feathers. Pretty flowers. And a white wall tire. Lady was telling me that she starts at Monocacy Aqueduct, which I actually rode through instead of over like I did the first one that I videoed. But that's a little ways down there. And she apparently paddles an hour and a half up. And then there's an island somewhere where you can get on a beach. You have fires and stuff like that. I thought that was interesting. She says it's very low, that where I'm standing right now is normally underwater. But even this grassy part is usually underwater. And this year it's just been kind of low. Which is kind of amazing considering the amount of rain we've had this year has been kind of staggering. I've had to mow almost constantly. So, anyways, halfway there, and gonna have a little bit to eat, a little bit to drink, and then head back. Talk to you later. All right, we are approaching the Dickerson Power Plant, which part of it's over there. There's a little spill out there. I assume that that's just like drainage, not from the power plant. It's probably just drainage from the other side of the fence over there. Alright, let's see. Big sign says development application for. Oh, thank God you can't read that from here. Big fenced off field over there. Oh. I've had to stop a lot because I have a new employee who, you know, paperwork's just kind of a nightmare and needing guidance. It's really too bad that this is so overgrown. Because right there where all that stuff's grown up is a really cool sluice. I doubt this is gonna pick anything up, but we can see through the fence. That's the sluice. You can kayak in it, or you could, I guess, at some point. But I've never seen it open for that, so. But this is the Dickerson Electric Generation Station. Danger, high voltage, keep out. Not a problem. All right. I am going to time lapse the rest of the way. See you then. All right, we are back to White's Ferry. Historic White's Ferry. Apparently, the little restaurant in here, or cafe, is still doing good business. Like, people line up to come get sandwiches here. Their Reuben sandwich is quite good. I've had that. Oh. Ooh. White's Ferry Grill and canoes. Boy. So, I wish I could zoom. I'll figure it out in DaVinci, but the lowest little flood mark on here, down here, was in November 7th, 1985. The next one up, it was January 21st, 1996. And the very highest, which is just below, maybe a foot or so below that top window, was 6/24/72. This building was that far underwater during that flood. It's absolutely crazy. So, really sad that they killed the whole thing. It was fun to watch. I never actually did it. So what was it? All vehicles. Round trip was $3. Trucks for one way, well, everything one way, was $2. Foot passengers, the sign is covered, I can't see it. No credit cards accepted on the ferry. I don't see the price. I remember it was cheaper though. Anyways, well, all right. I'm not far from done now. I'm about 5 miles left. So see you later. Maybe we'll eat a pawpaw. Oh, I stopped and gathered pawpaws. Like, the pouches on the back of my jersey are like full of pawpaws. So we'll see. Well, I have completed my ride. That's White Ferry, and this tree that has fallen across was not there yesterday when I was here. It literally fell sometime between yesterday afternoon and now. I wasn't paying attention when I came. That's just crazy. This is why they cut trees down, and you'll see this one's marked with the orange for to be cut down, but it didn't get cut down. It fell. It rotted. Yeah, completely rotted out. So, and when trees grow like these little teeny tiny limbs off them all over the place, that's their sort of last hurrah to try to stay alive. But it is no more. It's beautiful smelling though. Wow. So it's kind of wild. I mean, I've never been somewhere one day and the next day a whole tree has fallen down. See, here's more orange. Woo! Blaze to be cut down. One over there. Ooh, that's a good one to cut down because it is begging to fall. Alright, so I'm going to go get in the truck and I am going to eat a pawpaw. Yeah, so. Alright.